Hare Krishna children, I am Pinky and we're going to continue learning about the Bhagavad Gita today. I'm super excited to see you so we can deep dive into some of these teachings. So today we're going to start with our magic words again. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I bow to the Lord who lives in all the beings. All right, so let's do a quick recap. Last week we saw about how Krishna loves and reciprocates to all his devotees. He's appeared several times so he can save his devotees and he can bring dharma back, right? And remember, it doesn't mean that Krishna is going to come every single time when you're in trouble. As a devotee, if you truly wish for Krishna to help you, he may sometimes come directly to help you. Sometimes he sends other devotees to help, or he may even empower you to face a difficult situation. So just because Krishna doesn't come every time you call doesn't mean Krishna is not there. Krishna doesn't have your back. He's always has everyone's back. All of his devotees are very, very dear to him. So whether he comes in person or he helps you through other means, he is still right there with you. So we always should, believe him and, love him. So today let's look at, we talked about how Krishna loves pure devotees and how he comes to save the devotees all the time. Now, what makes us a pure devotee? How can we be purely devoted to Krishna? Okay, and some of this we may have touched last time, but let's look at it again. So a pure devotee is one who does everything to please Krishna and who keeps all their senses and mind under control. And such a devotee is dear to all, and everybody is dear to him. Such a pure devotee is free from any action to his reaction. Okay, so if you do everything you do to please Krishna, right, and you use your eyes to see Krishna, you use your ears to hear about Krishna, and you use your mind to remember Krishna, to think about Krishna, and you see Krishna in everyone, and everyone becomes dear to you, and you become dear to everyone too. And when you always have Krishna in your heart and mind, then there is no reaction. We've talked about how, every action there is, when you do a karma, there is a reaction. But when Krishna is in your heart and mind, and you're occupied by doing everything you do for Krishna, then there's no more reaction. You do a karma like we talked about. There's no more reaction, so you're not incurring any sin. Okay, so a devotee is untouched by any bad around him. He's always focused on Krishna. Just like a lotus flower grows in muddy water, it still stays clean and beautiful, right? When you have Krishna in your heart and mind, and you're fully dedicated to Krishna, then regardless of what happens around you, you stay pure. And just like the lotus leaf, there's a little waxy surface on the leaf. No matter what muddy water touches it, none of it sticks on the leaf. Just like that, when our hearts are completely devoted to Krishna, nothing around us matters. Whoever does whatever around you, nothing affects you anymore, because you're so filled with love for Krishna. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more. What happens, how do we get all our desires fulfilled, right? And, we talked a little bit last time about when we talked about the akarma, vikarma, and karma. We talked about desires and how, it can be fulfilled directly or indirectly. But let's talk a little bit more as to when you're doing something, who is the actual doer? Are you doing the action now? So what happens is, say you desire to eat some rice, right? Krishna has to sanction that desire. He has to permit for that desire to be fulfilled. And once that permission is granted, then where do we get the rice from? It just doesn't appear automatically. Nature gives us the rice. Nature facilitates, and we get the rice from nature. So it is not just that, I'm the doer, I did it, right? It is because Krishna's mercy, Krishna's grace, that our desires get fulfilled. Without his permission, nothing gets fulfilled. There are so many out there that desire for even one single meal, a little bit of rice in a day. But sometimes, there are people that desires don't get filled. They may be too poor to even afford for rice, but that just also means that Krishna didn't give them permission. And it just, it's so we have to be always we should always have that gratitude that it is Krishna's grace and mercy that we have every single thing that we have. Okay, whether it's food, whether it's everything that we have, it is because of his grace and mercy, right? So so we talked about, Krishna we've talked about this before. Krishna is a super soul. He lives in the hearts of all living beings, right? So whether it is an animal, a man, a woman, an insect, or a butterfly, or a spider, or an ant, or the most beautiful person, the darkest or the fairest person, it doesn't matter. Krishna is the super soul, and he is in every single living being. Okay, so it is very important to remember that when you act, that Krishna is also present in the person who you're behaving towards. So we got to be kind, respectful, and generous to everyone, because we got to remember the super soul lives in everybody. So we have to have that equal vision. Okay, and so this kind of leads us to our peace formula. Okay, so the person who recognizes and understands that Krishna is the super soul, is the supreme God, and everything we do is to please him, but he's also a well-wisher and he has a back. Then there's no more fear, no more worry, no more desire, and we finally find peace. Okay, this is the most important part of our lesson today, is how to be peaceful inside, how not to be anxious or worried or sad or angry, right? If we always remember that everything belongs to Krishna, right? And he is the Lord and he has our back because we are his devotee, he is our well-wisher, then there's no more need to worry or fear, right? So that's the way we find peace. Okay, so we'll end our class here today. We'll continue with the Maha Mantras. We'll chant them for about 10 times before we wrap up the class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna children, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Hare Krishna, bye.